Season 1, Episode 2. This is Backstage Reviews. I'm Scott,
And I'm Lee.
and it's Post Malone.
Post Malone. Post Malone. Okay. We have video cameras this time.
We do. You can
Yeah.
see us, and we can see you, always.
So this is what we look like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is going to be fun. All right. So this week we're talking about Post Malone. Hopefully you guys have heard of him. Pretty cool guy. What's his real name, Scott?
His real name is Austin. I know his first name's Austin. I wonder if his last name is Post or Malone. I think it's Austin Post.
I think it is Austin Post. I've seen that before.
Yeah, it is. Austin
cool that
Richard
he,
Post.
He named one of his albums after himself, maybe.
Most
Austin.
artists choose to do that as sort of like as their debut album, but I think he did that because it's supposed to be like a look into his real life rather than, you know, his like
Yeah.
star-studded Post Malone life. But
That's something
who
I've always
knows?
found interesting about Post Malone. I feel like he's got this just completely different view. Like people see him in a completely different way when they see him on TV or see him in his songs or his music videos, whatever the case, Instagram. And then in reality, he's just like another dude.
He's so down to earth,
He
which
really
I
is.
think
Yeah.
it makes him so likable. And
He
now,
really
as far
listens
as
to the
his
fans too.
music goes, oh yes, no, he listens to his fans. I remember, um, he was with Nelk once. I don't know if you guys know who Nelk is, but he
Yep.
was playing beer pong with them, and the dude's he's kind of like a college kid who never really graduated, but that's
So
fun.
I got something fun to start out with.
Okay.
So Post got his top 5 songs on Spotify pulled up. Number 1, he's got Sunflower. 2, Circles. 3rd is Chemical. 4th is Dial Drunk. And 5th is Rockstar. What would you rank them? Would you rank them in that 5 or would you change it?
As of 2024, January 2024, I would have to say that Rockstar is my favorite,
Oh, okay.
followed by Circles, then Sunflower, and then you said Chemical. What's the other one?
Dial Drunk,
Oh,
which I'm kind of
Dial Drunks,
surprised.
whatever. I'd have Chemical at 4 and then Dial Drunk at 5.
Okay, interesting. I think if I were to redo that, I'd probably put Circles at 1. And
Circle,
then I'd
yeah,
put
Circles is good.
Rockstar at 2, Chemical, Sunflower, then Dial Drunk. I'm not a big Sunflower fan. I think it's overplayed.
I think most of his songs are overplayed. I think that's why
That's
people in our age group especially just can't stand him. The dude is a pop genius.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Huh. Interesting. Well, I like Post Malone quite a bit. He's not my maybe like go-to artist every day of the week, but he's an interesting dude and he is down to earth and I like to listen to him.
I agree. I feel like he sort of dominated the locker room back when
Yeah.
we swam.
Back when we swam, he has the ability to hype you up.
Yes.
Even
And he has
even
the
in his
ability
most subtle
to,
songs.
put you in your feels too. He's got a wide range.
Very true. Yeah. I've always liked Post Malone's fashion as well. He's got uh, his nudie suits. He's bringing back that '70s look from country and mixing it with modern um, pop, hip hop, even rock. You know, and,
Some
and and that
people,
could be a fashion, but also music.
I was gonna say, some people just call that like homeless with a cowboy hat.
That is very true. Yeah. What do you think of his new country album coming out?
Okay, so ironically, uh, Jake and I, Jake's another friend of ours who swam, but like maybe 3 years ago, we were talking about how cool it would be for him to do a country album.
Okay.
He he's done a ton of country covers that I love. He did oh that Brad what is it? Brad Paisley song that's like or Brad Pitt. What's the
Let
Well,
me look.
I love her.
Let me look. Post cover.
I'm gonna miss her. That's what it is.
Oh, there you go.
And then Have the Crown by uh Sturgill Simpson or something. Long story short, he's done a ton of covers. He even has official country songs on the Hicks Tape 3, I believe it is. And yeah, Jake and I have been talking about it for a long time now, how cool it would be for him to make a country album. And even in my freshman year, I was in a business presentations class and I was arguing as Post Malone's manager, arguing that he and Morgan Wallen should make a collab album.
That's something that nobody has done. I
I
mean,
know.
with not mainstream, definitely not mainstream. And I think
Converting
that
to
could be
country is a very
crazy.
strange thing. Like no, it's just not done. Especially a rapper, you don't hear
And
about that ever.
he's not even going to convert. He's just going to combine, which is something that,
Mm-hmm.
like we talked about Kanye last week.
Mm-hmm.
What would happen if Kanye decided to do a country album? Who knows? I mean, that's just unheard of.
I think that would suck.
And
But I guess
you never know.
you don't
You
know
never know.
till you see it.
But I mean, that shows that Post Malone is pretty impressive to be able to step out of his zone. Maybe not step out of his zone, but just kind of like step out of his fan zone and just do what he wants. Kind of has fun with the music. I think it's crazy that Post Malone only has he only has 8 albums out right now.
I didn't know he had that many.
He has 8 albums. Yeah, it's
Are you including a deluxe in there?
a deluxe and a bonus. Yeah.
Because I
So
knew.
there's
Yeah, you
Austin,
go
and then
ahead.
there's Austin bonus as well.
And then the Diamond Collection. If you're looking at that, that's just his all of his Diamond songs.
Okay. Well,
So
so
yeah, he really
really,
only
really
has
only has
5 albums, right?
5. 5. Yeah.
Stony, Beer Bongs and Bentleys, Hollywood's Bleeding, 12 Carat Toothache in Austin.
Yeah. That's crazy. I mean, he's such a prominent and popular artist to only have 5 albums.
And I mean, he's not been doing this that long either. Stony was
That's true.
2016.
2016. Yeah. So, I mean, that kind of shows you he's able to he's able to put out quality in the right amount of time. Who's his? Do you know who produces him, or does it? He
I'm
have his
sure
own
it's a
label.
variety. I don't think he does his own production. He might have on this last album because it was not too well produced, in my opinion.
Looks like Lewis Bell. Okay, so Bell is pretty popular. He does Post Malone, Camila Cabello, Hazley, Justin Bieber, Myers Cyrus, 5 Seconds of Summer, Taylor Swift, etc. Oh, dude, he did Juice World too.
I've heard of him.
Okay, interesting. So big time producer right there. It'd be interesting to do talk about a producer sometime. I guess we kind of did that last week, but just purely
Just a
producers.
pure, yeah, yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Well, got any fun facts on Post Malone?
I do, but I don't know if it's true or not. I guess there was a rumor circulating back in 2022 that he had a daughter.
Oh, interesting.
I'm just now seeing this. I wouldn't hold us. We're here to talk about music. I would not cite us as official sources for any sort of children these
I
rappers
think
may or may
it's
not be having.
I think it's interesting that um like when you think of Post Malone, you kind of associate him with uh like I associate him with Texas. I don't know about you. Who do you associate them with? Or where do you associate Post Malone with?
If I had to pick a state, it'd be Texas. That's where he grew up,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, he grew up there, but he was born in Syracuse, New York.
He always
So
claims Texas. I don't know how long he's been. I think he spent his childhood in Texas.
yeah, he it says he moved there like as soon as when he was 9. So he had those teenage years and maybe those developmental years. Probably a lot of where his music stems from in Texas. But I just find that interesting how really, unless you go digging, you don't really know
Hmm.
that he was from Syracuse, New York. And he really embodies a Texan. Well, he tries to at least. I wouldn't say embodies a Texan, but
Yeah,
maybe like the poser Texan.
the poster.
Poster. Posty.
He's got his own line of wine.
Ah,
I think
kind of like
a
Snoop.
lot of rappers have been going into alcohol, but he's got going into alcohols and launching their own brands,
Right.
not becoming alcoholics. He's got what's it? I don't know how to pronounce it. Maison number 9. It's named after his favorite tarot card, the 9 of swords.
Oh, geez. Interesting. That's different. Oh, dang. I had something. I had a fun fact. Oh, no, I don't have a fun fact, actually. What's your
Okay.
favorite Post song?
Um for me it is easily 100% Laugh It Off. I don't know
I
if
I
you're
have
familiar.
Oh, I totally. I did not hear it until August, maybe. Right after it came out.
Hmm.
Didn't it come out in August?
Uh, it was from Austin, so July. So essentially right
July.
when it came out.
Okay. Yeah, and I didn't even think it was Post Malone at first, which might be ridiculous, but dude, that song is incredible.
It was
I
very
would say
good.
a close second is Stay.
Yes. I don't know if you're saying that just because you know it's another one of my top songs, but that
No,
is
I
probably
mean
my
I
second
agree.
favorite.
It's probably one of my most listened to Post Malone songs, along with Circles and um, Laugh It Off. I think those are my top three. I kind of get into that habit with artists. I find probably 3 to 5 songs I just listen to. We were talking about this today. We were um, how Scott listens to music so often and needs to go on a hibernation for certain songs.
Just to
And
make
I
them more enjoyable when you come back.
yeah, it's an interesting way to think about music. Like some songs almost become annoying because you listen to them so much. And I recently had some songs come up again where I was like, dang, I didn't realize how good that was until I didn't listen to it for a week, 2 weeks, a month. So yeah, interesting. If you had a okay, here's another game. Um, give me your top three Post Malone songs.
Laugh It Off,
Laugh it off.
Stay,
Okay.
and as of right now, oh, I'm looking through all of them, and I'll say Goodbyes
Okay.
with Young Thug. What about you?
So laugh it off, stay, and circles. Yeah. So
Okay.
pretty
Yeah,
similar.
good
But
taste.
here's the game now. You got laugh it off, stay, and what was your third?
Goodbyes.
Goodbyes. Okay. You have to put one song on ice for the rest of the year. All of 2024, you can't listen to it.
That's messed up.
It is.
I'll say, uh, I'll get rid of Stay. Not because I think that Stay is a better song than Goodbyes, but
Okay.
if I were to not listen to Stay for a year and then hear it again as though I'm listening to it for the first time, I think that'd be
Yeah.
pretty valuable. I can't give up Laugh It Off for a year. It's just Oh, it's
It's
so good.
oh, dude, laugh it off. It like when it cycles through my playlist and then it pops up. It just pops up at the right time every time.
Hmm.
So it's kind of like our first podcast was Before the Dawn by Judas Priest. That is another song for me that's just like I don't think I could put it on ice for a year. But yeah, Stay. That's a I would want to listen to that for the first time again.
Yeah, I would want to
I
listen. I mean, same with Laugh It Off, but
I'd be
I don't want to give
interested
it
to
up.
see where your opinion lies, say in 5 years from now, if you were to put Laugh It Off on ice for a year and then want to listen to it again. I think that would be with most songs. Just
Yeah.
get that feeling again. Yeah. Cool. Are you excited for his country album?
Oh yeah. I will say I'm concerned only because the last album was actually I'd say the last two albums very clearly it's his label
Okay.
that's sort of guiding what's on the album. Like 12 Carat Toothache, for example, it seems it seems to favor more so selling, like selling a lot of hits and
Okay.
doing well rather than like what it had the potential to be, which was him really opening up about quarantine and all the, emotional struggles he'd been through during that time period. And I thought it could have been really good in that aspect, like artistically, and it just ended up being another sort of like a sellout.
Wait, which song was this? Say it again.
12 Carat Toothache, the entire
Oh,
album.
12. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's interesting how that. Okay, so Noah Khan, for instance, he kind of got his start around that COVID time.
Hmm.
And it's interesting how some artists completely escalated, and took off and got huge. And now that's what they're living off of. And then like Post Malone, for instance, kind of had that time was not easy and it was a complete struggle versus like Noah Khan, he took off during that time.
It just shows how different people thrived and some people did not do so well during that time. There were people that were saying like he needed help. He
Mm,
looked, I don't know if you saw the videos, but there was like, it was him like in an alley, not an alley, but after a concert, he was just sort of on the road and he was smoking a cigarette and like sort of like bent over and he like, the pupils were huge and everyone was just, or he had a concert even where he was singing something a little bit more passionately than anyone wanted to see and he was just like on the ground in pain almost
jeez.
giving his concert.
He performs
He does.
a lot more than a lot of other artists that
And he actually, from what I understand, actually plays at least guitar whenever he's performing slower songs, which is rare.
yeah, that is rare. I mean, you don't get that anymore.
Mm-mm.
Everything's lip synced or recorded when the music is like real hands-on music is present, or even like in the recording studios don't get that much anymore. um I was curious about uh where is it, his first album, August 26th. What is your opinion on that album? It's got a few features on there. um I wouldn't call it his breakthrough. Like
I wouldn't,
I don't
but you gotta look at Congratulations. That was the song, or White Iverson. Like,
Okay, yeah.
the album itself maybe wasn't a breakthrough, but it had these songs that got him on the radio 24/7 in 2016.
That's true. That's true. And 2016 was a big year, and that's a what year were you reading? That we were in eighth grade, which is weird to think about, but that was like
Wow.
Post Malone was hitting a generation that was going to carry it on. Like when we talk about the swimming locker room when we were in high school, Post Malone was on all the time, and we were practicing. Post Malone was on all the time,
Hmm.
and I think you're right. I don't think that would have carried on unless those two songs push through. Like if they hadn't broke through, I don't think we would have been listening to him, and we would not be talking about him today. What do you think about Monte with Lil Yachty on the feature?
He has a song
What
with Lil Yachty.
he does on that first album, August 26th. He's got a 2 Chains too. Money Made Me Do It.
Oh, I do not like that song at all. Actually, I think
Me
it's
either.
like that, and I'm not a huge fan of Deja Vu either with Justin Bieber. Really,
Oh, I didn't.
actually, every song on this album that has a feature, I know we were talking about features with Kanye,
Yeah,
they they messed them up severely.
yeah.
Except for Congratulations. Quavo like was at least half of that song, and I think that was a good call, but everything else is like, what were they thinking?
It's um, it's interesting to see. Like I think at the same time period, Lil Yachty was. It seemed like he was having his breakthroughs. Also, Congratulations was not on August 26th. It was on Stony, which was his I think his second album.
That was his first album.
Oh, it was his first one. Okay, I had it wrong the whole time. Dang nabbit. Well,
Dang it, Nabbit. That's why we're here.
it's
We're here to
actually
teach people.
exactly. We look like we don't know anything half the time, but there is so much music to keep track of, and there's so many albums and so many songs. So part of this is just learning as well. Like we're just talking through music and teaching, but also understanding what's going on.
Mostly learning.
Yes, mostly learning. I agree. And we love when you guys teach us. So if you have feedback, if we're getting stuff wrong, tell us. Um, okay, yeah. But okay, so Lil Yachty, for instance, going back to him, it's weird to think that he had his breakthrough, or I thought he was starting to have a breakthrough when we were in that 2016, 2017 period. And then I feel like he fell off the face of the earth. And then he jumped back in around what last year when he
With the
released
psychedelic album.
yeah, and Black
Yeah.
Seminole and all those songs. I mean, those
Mm.
are I think that put him back on the map. So I'm curious. I think Post Malone has a good standing right now with Austin, but I wonder if he can keep that momentum going, or else I could see him in a hole, kind of like Yachty.
Well, I mean, looking at Austin's numbers, it looks like he did not do as well. And it's hard to adjust for time. I guess this album's not even been out half a year yet.
That's true,
But
but
like, I mean, Chemicals at 400 million essentially. It definitely didn't do bad. It's just I think this next album's gonna really determine which direction he's heading.
mhm. I agree. I agree. It's very experimental,
Hmm.
kind of. I don't know.
I mean, if he's going country, it's definitely experimental.
It's very experimental, but it's also just kind of like it makes sense too. So what? Okay, so what? If you had to pick a country artist and a classic rocker band, what would you pick? And would you would you want to hear that? Like, why would you pick that?
So you're saying like one country artist and one classic rock artist?
Yeah, yeah. For instance, I'll go. I'll go.
Okay.
I would want to hear, and you know what? A few people have done this before, but I would want to hear George Strait
Okay.
and Paul McCartney.
You know, with AI, I bet you could knock
And
out a song with them.
I wouldn't want Paul McCartney now. I would want Paul McCartney in the 80s.
80s Paul McCartney.
Maybe 90. When he was putting all his solo albums out.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting. Have you thought about this?
No, I haven't. I haven't. I just
Okay.
thought about it on the spot. But I think, yeah. George Strait has that like good, deep country vocals and feelings. Like he brings that to the table. And then Paul McCartney has the lyrics. Like I think the one thing that scares me about Post Malone doing country is he has really good lyrics in all of his other music. And I think country can get very repetitive. Now
Yes.
the good country songs are not like that. But I think a lot of country artists do get in the bad habit of, you know, hunting, fishing, and loving every day.
I mean, modern country, yes, especially because people just like that the simplicity of it.
Yeah.
You're
And
drinking a beer and you're just it's replayability.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
a
you're
good
right.
tactic. It just
It is. What about you? Who
it's
would you
not as
combine?
interesting. Um, gosh. Okay,
It's a weird question.
it is. I'm gonna do Elton John and Zach Bryan.
Whoa.
I think
Whoa. That would
I
be
think
weird.
I know, and I feel like Elton John would be able to sort of act as a mentor, and if he could, I just feel like he'd be able to come up with something that with Zach Bryan's voice, and maybe throw him on guitar as well. They could put something strange out that would be interesting to listen to. I don't know if it'd be good, but I'd be curious to hear them together.
Interesting. Huh. That would be awesome. I think that'd be really
Hmm.
I think this could be like we talked about features last week again. We're getting off topic with Post Malone, but we talked
That
about
happens.
features last week, and country does not have a lot of those features. So I I think Post Malone's on the right track again of just like it's almost like he's featuring a genre, He's featuring himself in country, and that might spark something.
Wow,
I don't
that
know.
was beautiful. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious. I'm excited.
I am. I don't think I'm gonna be disappointed at all. Because I mean, with the way his labels release music, it'll definitely be catchy, a bunch of catchy songs,
Right.
and I cannot complain about that.
Do you think
Hopefully,
he's
we see
gonna
some emotion though, some like deeper lyrics as well.
That's what I'm hoping for. Because, like I said, the getting stuck in loops with with typical country or maybe not typical, but like the poppy country that we're
Hunting,
all used
fishing,
to.
drinking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. But I think Post Malone will change that. Do you think he's going to put on a different, uh, like, what do you call it? Like what he looks like? Is he going to present himself differently? Like I feel with each album, he's presented himself a little bit differently as a person.
he's definitely got a lot of character. So I think any opportunity he gets to change that up a little bit, he takes.
Yeah,
So I think we're definitely going to see him walking around with cowboy hats and cowboy boots and
yeah,
some blue jeans on.
yeah. Hmm. I wonder what kind of crowds it'll draw as well. You know,
Moms, lots of moms. I know that's exactly what the label's thinking, and they're going to be going for the same route as like think of him like an older Morgan Wallen, essentially.
interesting. Yeah,
That's what I'm seeing.
draw a whole new crowd to the market. Interesting.
And they can get those. He'll be able to secure the older features as well, so they can appeal to that older country demographic. What little
Yeah.
there is left of it.
Yeah. I'm so like after we talked last week about features, I'm so curious on what is going to be brought, and none of us know. We could have
I
a
think
Morgan Wallen feature.
I think
Oh,
there will be Morgan Wallen.
This reminds me of Lil Nas X and uh, Billy Ray Cyrus. Okay, so it's been done before.
Oh yeah,
I didn't even think
and
about
that was
that.
very successful.
I'm gonna take my horse.
Like
Yeah.
that was getting billions of streams, and they had a bunch of different versions of the song.
Huh. Wow. How did we forget about that? That was crazy.
I mean, obviously it's not the same because it's well,
Do you,
it is. It's a rapper trying country. It's very much pop
it's a
country, but
rapper
it's still
trying
country.
country and it's a country artist trying hip hop and rap. I think that was executed so well.
It was. It was very. I was singing it like all the time during
But
quarantine.
that's interesting because they made that one song and then it just kind of stopped. So I don't know enough about Lil Nas X or Billy Ray Cyrus. I just knew it was a song to get uh, to know if they even made an album. But I think Post Malone might make that difference of like that he makes that one song kind of similar to this, and then he's got a whole album now. It's going to spark
Mm.
something. I think this could also lead into how important do you think music videos are?
I personally do not think they're all that important, but I know for some people it makes or breaks the music itself.
Really? Okay. I don't
Yeah.
think they're that aggressive. Like I don't think like for instance the Beatles, you can always go back to the Beatles. Their music videos, I don't think they make or break the music. But like Billy Ray Cyrus and Lil Nas X, their music video, I think that like elevated. I use my hands a lot. I do.
Mine are in my pockets 'cause I'm
Elevated.
so freaking cold.
Yeah, it is freezing in Indiana right now. Oh my goodness gracious. It's like almost below zero every day.
It's awesome.
It's probably cold for everybody. Everybody that's watching right now, unless you're in Florida, lucky got that warm weather. Um, but yeah, I'll be interested. Post Malone doesn't do a lot of music videos, does he? The only ones I've
The thing
seen are
is, I think he does.
Circle.
I just that just shows you how unimportant they are. Because
Hmm.
I think with music videos, you have a chance to do something bold, and that's what will get people to listen to the music.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I'm guessing he just does regular. I don't know if you have a normal music video, but I'm guessing that's what he does because I've never really heard about them.
Hmm. I think that's going to be the poll. I think you guys should go down below on this listening after listening to the podcast, or if you're on YouTube, go down below and comment. Do music videos make or break the music, or do they amplify or do they take away? What's your opinions? We want to hear them. In my opinion, I don't think it really matters. I think it goes both ways. I think it could benefit or not really do much. So, yeah, Post Malone.
He's a huge gamer.
No way, really.
He streams a lot. I just found that out a few months ago, but
What does he play?
I
What
guess
games?
during quarantine he started streaming and he plays I've seen him play Warzone. Um but like off stream, I don't know if you've ever heard of Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He I don't know when this was, but I remember hearing he spent $800,000 on a card. I
Oh
don't
my
know if this
gosh.
is like
No, no, no,
if
no.
it's a
Magic, the
fancy
card
card or
game.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Oh, that's like didn't Jake Paul buy a like $1 million Pokemon card?
one of the Paul brothers did.
One of them did. Dude,
I
and
think
it
it's
was during
similar,
COVID too.
right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They're
Magic's
both
similar.
card games.
We probably get some hate from some hardcore fans, but no, they're similar. They're similar. Interesting. Dang, 800 grand just dropped it on a card.
Oh yeah, dude, he probably spends 800 grand on his teeth.
Yeah, that's
I think he
that's
can
true.
afford
He
a
makes plenty of money.
little card.
I think I think Lil Nas X should um, feature Billie Eilish or
Wait,
vice versa.
wait. What?
Do you like Billie Eilish?
Hold on. We were talking about Post Malone. You think Lil Nas X should feature Billie Eilish?
No, no, no. I think Post Malone should. Didn't I say Post
Oh,
Malone?
no, you said Lil Nas X.
No way. Did I actually? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I meant Post Malone. How did that happen? Post Malone
I
should
don't know.
feature Billie Eilish. Vice versa.
Okay.
What do you think?
No.
Do you like Billie Eilish or no?
Um, I think she's pretty, but I don't enjoy her music at all.
Really? Oh, dude. She's got some really good music and the intricacies. Like we talked about Charlie Puth last week. Billie Eilish has a lot of like ingrained things into her songs, and it's really cool to like Scott and I always talk about listening. Like it's really hard not to sing along to music, but when you step out of that mindset of singing along to music and just truly listen to it, and then you hear the intricacies within the music, but also the lyrics, you can hear so much. And Billie Eilish does that very well. Like behind the lyrics and within the music, oh, crazy stuff. You should look it up. I don't want to ruin it for you. Like I think that it's
So you're
so
saying like
interesting.
production as well? Like there's a lot going on in her songs?
Oh, fine, I'll just tell you. Okay, so Bad Guy, right? Bad
Yeah.
Guy was built off of one simple thing. It was there's this clicking noise from Australian crosswalks. It goes ticka 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 constantly, right?
Okay.
And if you
Yeah.
listen to Bad Guy, I think it's like 45 seconds or a minute and a half in, you hear that background. It's ticka 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 for like, and it comes in and out of the whole song throughout the entire song. And I think it is just wild to think that's what the song started on,
Mhm.
and it's a huge hit, and it's just so intricate. Nobody's gonna know unless you told us. And
Yeah.
they
I
do,
guess
but
that's. I mean, I feel like a 5-year-old could maybe do that. I'm not saying "Bad Guy's" a bad song, but I see what you're saying. That is a
I think
little
it'd
bit
be
more impressive than I thought.
I think it'd be cool to hear. I think Post Malone's voice is insane with his
Oh,
vibrato.
dude, his yes,
Like
where he's able to do like yeah,
that sound. That was
yes.
yeah, yeah. And then you have the intricacies from Billie Eilish. I think they would complement each other very very well. How do you think he
Oh, they
even
could
makes that
harmonize pretty
noise?
well. Um,
And
my
it's not
choir
even
teacher explained that to me once,
oh,
and I
what
have
is it
no
called?
idea.
For what is it called? Where you make your voice
Autotune?
like autotune, yeah,
Yeah,
yachty
he
tune.
just pulls it out. Yachty tune?
Yeah, he just pulls it out, and I think that's so impressive. I'd love to know how that works. Most people can't
I
do
have
that.
no
I feel
idea.
like.
Yeah, it's pretty pretty impressive. It's what makes him, even if he lost his ability to play the guitar as well as he can, that his voice alone. And some people, it's hit or miss because I know a lot of people can't stand his voice, and I think it's one of his
Okay,
strongest features.
one thing with when you um when you have a famous song like "Congratulations," for instance, and it plays over and over and over again, you get that publicity, and people like you, but then it gets overplayed and it gets annoying too.
And you
Like
just
it's a
get
instant
criticized.
instant skip on the radio or instant skip
Yeah,
on your Spotify plays. And I think that can put a sour taste in your mouth. And I can totally see that with the voice too, just of that. Yeah, I could totally see that.
it's like Taylor Swift. I just
She would be
every
an
time I
interesting
hear
one
that
to do a
voice,
podcast.
no, yeah, that I'd be happy to talk about her from a musical perspective because I'm hating on her right now, but she's doing better than anyone else in the
Oh,
industry.
dude,
So
she's
maybe we should
insane.
be looking into her.
Yeah, I agree. Hmm. Lots of good stuff here.
It is. I
I
think, dude, they could have a good song together.
Post Malone and Taylor
Posty and
Swift.
Taylor Swift, country. She needs to go back to
Whoa.
country.
I agree.
I
I
mean,
think
seriously,
maybe this will encourage her. Actually,
she does listen. I remember when she was being interviewed after a Chiefs game, and she was like, this podcast that Scott and Lee got going, it's really got me thinking. Because she's a huge Kanye West fan, as I'm sure you know. So
right?
she had to listen to that one.
Yeah. Taylor listens. We see you, Taylor.
We do.
But
Not huge fans, but we see you.
no, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome if they did. Maybe Taylor Swift is featuring on Post Malone's country album, and we don't even know it.
That dude, if you're talking about
What's your
like
place your bets
making
right
hits,
now?
that would do so well. It could be a terrible song,
And
and
it
the
would
name
still make
Taylor Swift
it
next
would
to
hit
Post
top
Malone,
charts.
that's getting everybody to listen.
Yeah, I I would listen.
Well, yeah,
I,
I'd
I listen to
listen.
most all music, but that would be something to talk about.
Yes,
And it would get so many different groups involved. It'd get the NFL group involved. It'd get all the
that's like
Posty
every
fans, all the
guy
country,
in America,
Taylor.
every mom, every teenage girl in America, in
Yeah,
the world.
yeah. I don't know. I'm excited. I think I've said that
I'm
10
too.
times.
Has he announced when the album's supposed to release? Do you know?
No. I hate when artists do that. They're like, "Oh, we're gonna release an album," and then they never tell you. Yeah, you're looking it up. That is good information to know. And I don't think he's released any songs out of the album yet, right?
No, which usually means we've got some time.
Yeah.
But take your time, Posty. We don't want to hurry anything.
Mm-hmm. Time is better than rushing.
Exactly. I imagine it'll be a while. Except Austin, and I don't know if this is because 12 Karat Toothache didn't do as well, but Austin came out just a year after.
Dang.
And you can, I
I can.
guess some people would say Austin seemed kind of rushed, but
You know what? I
that's
bet he'll
pretty
release it in the spring or late summer
of
because that's
this
when
year.
country concerts, outdoors, exciting, get a lot of listeners. Not maybe not of this year, but I'm just saying like
No, I agree with that time of year. Probably next year, though.
yeah. Dang, that'll be a wild wait.
But we'll
Well,
be
if
here.
we'll be here, yes. If you haven't heard Post Malone before, highly recommend that you go listen to those top charts. They'll get you interested. Go back in time, listen to Congratulations. You'll kind of get that high schooler feel probably.
Mm,
Even if
White
no matter what
Iverson.
age you are, White Iverson, yeah. Um, Laugh It Off. Highly recommend Laugh It Up. Or
Oh, and then if
Laugh It
you're
Off.
if you're looking for just a flawless album, Beer Bongs and Bentleys
Yeah.
is one of the few that I can say has no skips on it by any artist. It's just star-studded from start to finish.
Yeah. I agree. Couldn't agree more. So go listen to Post Malone. Hope you made it through the whole podcast. We're excited for everything to come. This is season 1 still, episode 2. We got a lot more coming for you guys. A couple interviews in the works. Um, stay tuned for next week. My name's Lee.
I'm Scott, and this has been Backstage Reviews.